Hello?
Hello.
Okay, sounds like you can hear me. I'm gonna put. Welcome to Working Group Apply. We are March 31st, 2020. Let's get started. Kevin, since you have your screen. Oh, let's talk about Working Group. What is the name of the group?
Yeah, I had to think about it before. API expression.
API expression. So this may or may not be the last Working Group Apply meeting. We're going to migrate and rename sort of to API expression, which means we're going to have more things to do. We may have more people. We have Joe coming to the meeting today. Welcome, Joe. What else? Kevin is going to help me manage the working group. And that's about it. If you haven't seen the PR from Kevin creating the working group, you should probably look at it. Maybe we should even have it in the in this thing.
Let's see. Oh, that was caps lock.
Okay, forget it.
Does it work like this? Yep, obviously.
I'm just thinking that chiropractors are going to make a ton of money because everyone's back is going to be broken by this.
Yeah. And I'm reaching a point where I might have to learn to cut my own hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So yes, look at the working group expression PR.
I also today added a request for a new Slack channel. So we might get that when this merges.
Cool.
But yeah, I think we might be ready to send this email when Daniel gives his last go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think Daniel needs to approve the PR, and then we're good for this. Cool. Let's talk about other things. Directly convert CRD structural schema. We need to think about this because it's breaking in 118 some things. Do you know, Jenny, how we can?
It's not breaking the CRDs, right? It's just breaking apply working for those resources, or I'm not sure if I understood the bug, but it looked like it was just breaking the apply path, but we already knew that was broken for things that use things that are not part of OpenAPI v2.
Can we in 118?
Oh, can we backport this to 118?
Or something.
Or do something. I don't know if we can backport this because it changes a lot. Although it adds a lot of code, but it's not really changing too much. It's mostly just adding a new path. So maybe we could backport it if we tested it a lot.
We could use this if parsing the OpenAPI doesn't work the way we do it today. So we would use this code only in the case that is broken today. Does it make sense?
And then in the next version we would just use this.
Yeah.
In 119. Yeah. Okay. That sounds fine, I think.
Because it's not going to be more broken than today. And it's not, we know it's not going to change anything besides for the completely broken cases. So I think that's good. Cool. Let's move on.
Yeah. I think here we're missing the remove PR Jenny, we require a last look from Jenny.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it today.
Okay.
You know what it is? You can move it in this section.
I think it's now in. No. Where is it?
Hey Kevin, can you try the full screen button, because
Oh yeah.
the area of usefulness is very limited.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in here. It's not. It doesn't have its own card.
Okay. Okay, yeah, but I think it's mostly good. And
Yeah, there we go.
now, as far as I understand, you're trying to see if you can do the actual wiping.
Yeah, I added. Okay, this one's old. I need to add the new PR. Let me see.
And I mentioned to Joe that it'd be nice if we could use the status wipe, if we could use the code to do the actual wiping, so that keeping things in sync would be easier.
Yeah.
That's a little tricky though. Oh yeah, and the problem is that we are wiping on what you have is a versioned set of fields, and we're wiping on an internal version of the object.
Yeah, that's why Daniel suggested the mapping on versions, which I'm still not sure is the right way to do it, because you have to add a new strategy for every version we add, and somebody has to think about it. That's a little weird.
Should we talk about that at the API machinery meeting again?
We could, yeah.
I'm not super convinced.
That's next week.
Yeah, I'm not super convinced with the strategy here, but we don't have anything better either. So
yeah.
This is
I still don't know if there's a good way. Yeah, one question I had: can feature toggles change at runtime?
What?
A feature flag, can you change it at runtime?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, you have to restart this.
Then we could set the map of fields that get wiped with a sync once. So we only set it once we update the map of stuff we have with all those feature flags, but that's still ugly. But we would be able to cover the feature flags.
Yes, I see what you're saying. You want to initialize the map or the field set based on the options at start. Yeah.
But then there's still other parts that are dynamically wipe, which we can't really cover with the current approach.
And my biggest problem is not this. My biggest problem is, how do we keep them in sync? How do we know it's doing the right thing?
Yeah. So I think a different way to wipe is not a bad idea if it's performant enough.
Can we? I don't. Yeah. Okay, we probably need to think about that. Let's not do it now, though.
Yeah. Didn't want to do that. I wanted to update.
I'm starting to really dislike this this view.
Yeah.
It's very hard to know what are the main areas that we're working on. It's like everything is spread out everywhere.
Yeah, I mentioned last time, I think the best still was the spreadsheet where you can't track it on GitHub.
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, there is good project management solutions, but they are not on GitHub. That's
yeah.
You need to pay them mostly.
Okay, cool. Let's let's not change everything right now.
For that one, we had the documentation. It might actually be merged, so that could be done. I think the documentation PR merged that you made, right?
Okay, so you need to update the clarify the documentation. Yes, I think it did merge. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think you can
Because then
you can
we're
publish.
done here.
Let me see if I can find the number. Okay, I'll look it up later. I'll take notes.
Okay, yeah, then we have status wiping, the status code thing, where we're still waiting on feedback from Daniel on the cap, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna ping him again. Joe, if you want to look at this also, you might have an.
Oh yeah, no, he commented and we didn't know what to do about it.
Oh yeah. Can you ping Joe on this? JP Bets.
I'm here.
I think we talked about it quickly the other day.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember this one. Add status header
We're
section.
trying to know if apply has changed anything or not. And we don't have a good API to do that.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look.
Okay, then we have add apply to client go.
Okay, yeah. So I talked to Daniel about that. I told him that we don't have the resources to do that. It sounds difficult, and we don't have enough people anyways to do that, I think. So can you move it back to maybe either backlog or to do?
We have
We'll see if we can find someone to do that.
okay, I'll if it lets me move.
I wish we could see the main areas of work, which we can't.
Yeah. We would need different projects for that, I guess, and that's even more of a mess.
Because let's keep going through the list quickly because
This one belongs to that one.
I want to know what we do about unions and immutability, for example. Like, do we care about, do we want to do that?
I don't really know anything about it right now.
Okay.
What were you thinking of doing with them, Antoine?
Well, I mean, they're not finished. Neither immutable nor unions are finished. So it'd be nice to finish. We sort of needed the SMD code to be enabled for every object to do that.
Right.
I suspect
We've got that in place now, right? So
we do, but it's a little early because we don't know if this is going to survive. That's one. I'm hoping it will.
infant mortality is kind of high on this.
And second, we don't have it for every object. Does it matter? Like existing objects are not going to be tracked right now. Maybe in 119, that's something we can do. Start tracking fields for existing objects. Or are we never going to do that?
How would that work? You would. When would you track the fields when the object is being read?
Well, we would only track on changes, so I guess the first person to change would acquire everything.
Okay, but that. Okay, yeah. Now we only do it for newly created objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we did that, then the first update would acquire everything, and then it would get a conflict with the first person who created or who updated. But also, yeah, if we start having immutability or unions, then it means we can use it on these objects, which we can today. Another topic is the validation ratcheting, which is not included here, but I know Daniel cares about it. I also told him we wouldn't be able to do it.
Does that unlock anything?
Say it again, Joe.
Does that unlock us to do anything that we need to do urgently? I'm just kind of trying to understand the dependencies.
I think for unions, it may break some stuff. For immutability, it may break some stuff. We may slightly change the validation with this. So if we have the ratcheting, then.
Got it. Okay.
If we have the ratcheting, we can be much more brutal with the decisions we make. We can say, okay, this is completely going to change the validation, but that's fine now because we have the ratcheting. Right now, we have to be taking some very complicated roads to make the thing work. But maybe it'd be simpler to say, this is how we want things to work. And because we have the ratcheting, we can just do the right thing. So I think that makes sense.
You just need the ratcheting for making it a tighter validation, right? I mean, you can already loosen the validation.
No, I don't think you can because you may have multiple versions of the API server at the same time. And what if you roll back? If you allow loose objects to be in the database, then they can be read by older versions of the API server.
Yeah, I agree. Both ways breaks.
Which is...
It's not intuitive.
And it's frustrating because it means you can't do anything pretty much. Okay, so let's not worry too much about this. The goal again is to improve kubectl. So the most important topics are the smooth transition. I think Julian is working on that. We have the status wiping and the status reporting. We have the renaming of the managers that Julian is also doing. I don't know if it's in this list. I suspect it should, but I don't think if it is, I don't know if it is. What else are we doing?
It could be one thing we could do, as we already got 2 columns, we could compile a list of stuff we really want to do for 119 and put it into here, like a 119 target issues or something, or somewhere else. But because we talked about what we want to do for 119 2 times now, and I think we didn't write it down or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost as if we should have the columns be the actual projects, because we have very little value from knowing that this one is in progress instead of to do.
Yeah.
If they were sorted by, okay, we're doing this in this specific project, and that'd probably be better. Yes. Let's do it later. What are we? What are the main projects? Oh, we have a couple of things too. We have the scale sub resource doesn't track ownership.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Sub resources was.
And this one is pretty hard. And we have what is the other one? I can't remember. Okay. So I think Julian's very busy. Kevin's very busy. Jenny's working on the CRD schema to structural schema. So one of the things that is pretty big also is this scale sub resource. I think it's very important too.
Yeah, we got it here.
Can you ping Joe on this?
Sure.
Jenny, do you want something else?
I probably will, yeah, once I finish this.
Okay, let's talk about it when you're done. We could, yeah, okay, sounds good. Let's do that. And Kevin, if you want to think about a way to reorganize this.
Yeah. I'll try.
I don't know if it's gonna be better. If you want to move to a spreadsheet and see what happens, we can try that too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we can keep people updated, or I don't even know if somebody looks at the board, to be honest. But
we can make a doc. We don't have to do a spreadsheet. I'm not super fan of spreadsheets. We could also just do a doc with like sections and like the list of tasks in each section.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's call it the day. Anybody has anything to say?
Stay healthy and sane.
Trying. Cool. See you guys.
Yep. Bye.